Well, hello there, fellas. I saw a truck accident actually happen in front of me just a couple days ago. I brushed over it a little bit in yesterday's emergency video about the port strike, which I had to do it. It wasn't my normal upload day, but I had to do it. Anyways, I have seen the aftermath of plenty. There's a fly on my face. It's gone now, but I have seen plenty of the aftermath of plenty of truck accidents, but I've never seen one happen in real time right in front of me in all these years. Can you believe it? And it was shocking, to say the least. And you guys can probably see the smug grin on my face. You're like, Josh, this is a real tragedy. Truckers were killed out there. What are you smiling about? Well, everybody was walking around afterwards. They were out checking on each other and all that stuff. Nobody died as far as I can tell. And if you get a walk away from something like that, you get kind of a fun story out of it, don't you? Nobody got hurt, and sometimes, even if it hurts a little bit, it's still a damn lot of fun. Now, isn't it, fellas? Ladies, fellas? I don't know who I meant to ask that. The reason I'm being a little weird, I guess, is because I noticed that a few of you bought my new shirt, the, what's it called, door swinger? Yeah, I knew there were some degenerates in my viewing audience. I just had a feeling when I decided to come up with the idea for that shirt that maybe there were a few degenerates out here. So we're going to talk about this accident that I witnessed. It was pretty interesting stuff. We got some other things, of course. You guys know how my mind wanders when I'm doing these videos that we'll probably talk about. Before we get into all that, of course, thank you to the people who have purchased that shirt. I found it amusing when I came up with the concept of it. It's if anybody hasn't seen it, I link it to the videos. It says door swinger because that's what people call dry van drivers, and it has an upside down pineapple on it because swingers, get it? I'm such a clever man when I come up with these things. But I thought it was amusing. Sort of a thing I've been doing, a thing I've been thinking about, my friends, because I'm a weirdo, is all the insults people use against me or other drivers. I have been trying to find a way to make those into funny things and make $2 every time one of them sells. How about that? That's funny to me. So anyways, got a couple, one person to thank for the super thanks on the last video. That is Private Pile with $5. Thank you, Private Pile. I appreciate that. And thank you to everyone that is helping my humble little channel grow. All the views, all the comments, all the likes, not all the comments. Some of the comments are fucking stupid. But everything you guys are doing to help me grow. We are getting very, very close to that 10,000 subscribers. Less than 400. We're closing in on less than 300 here pretty soon, hopefully. But less than 400 people to subscribe to this channel. And I can stop asking people to subscribe for a while because I will have made it to 10,000. And it's really you guys that made it to 10,000 because you guys keep pushing the damn button for some reason. But yeah, if you're watching this for the first time and you want to push that subscribe button, that would be super cool of you. Okay. Anyways, we saw an accident. We will talk about this accident I saw. It was pretty intense while it was all going on. I wanted to address a couple things from the last video, some feedback that I received on the last video. So yeah, we did that video on the port strike because it was hot breaking news yesterday, and I was like, well, I want to jump in on this. Didn't get the 73 million views I hoped it would get, but we were close in at about 2,000 views, so we were almost there. Not quite what I was hoping for, but that's okay. We didn't become an internet sensation overnight. Once again, I guess I'll live. Anyways, somebody watched that video and shouted at me. They shouted at me, my friends. They said, you don't know nothing about economics. Could you imagine the confusion of people using the internet? They're scrolling through the internet looking for something to watch on current events in the world. And they go, oh, this guy, they see my mug on a thumbnail. And they go, this guy right here, he's a trucker and a 9th grade dropout. And it turns out he's not an economist. What the fuck is going on here? I don't know if all of you know that I'm a 9th grade dropout. A lot of you can probably tell just by looking at me. I imagine people scroll past my thumbnails and they go, ugh, that guy looks like a 9th grade dropout to me. But the shock and horror of this man finding out that I am in fact not an economist. I'm just a talking head on the internet. But what I do believe in, call me fucking crazy, but while big corporations are raking in billions of dollars in profits, I think the people working to help them make those profits should get some of that fucking money. I'm not an economist. I just think that matters. But I wasn't too shocked. Most of you guys were really cool on that last video. I was actually surprised how well it went over with the comment section. But I was shocked at a few things. I shouldn't be shocked anymore. It's the fucking internet. I don't know why. I will never learn that somebody's going to say some crazy shit. But I was shocked at the amount of people that came out against blue-collar workers. The amount of blue-collar workers that came out against blue-collar workers, saying things like, they make enough money, they don't need any more money and shit like that. But if it was us, we'd be saying we need more money. And I did notice that people were going a lot for the top shelf. You know, those guys make $150,000 a year and they want more money. But what about all those dock workers that make $40,000 a year, $50,000 a year, $60,000 a year? None of that's enough to live on. Don't they deserve some money? I fucking think they do. I absolutely think they do. Sure, some guys are going to make a lot of money out of that. Of course they are. But yeah, I guess it's a mentality that I'll never understand, us coming out against our fellow blue-collar workers and telling them that they don't make enough. But it is a thing that the millionaires and billionaires count on. You know, somebody that makes 30 grand a year coming out to defend them and make sure that the billionaires got to keep their money, guys. You know how the fuck that's really important to all of us, that the billionaires keep all their money. So it is a thing they count on, and they hope that we will destroy each other down here at the bottom. And for the most part, we're pretty effective at it. We'll make people feel bad for making money. Can you believe that? I can believe it. So anyways, those were the couple of points I wanted to talk about on that last video. Oh, let me talk about this real quick. I still get, oh God, I still get complaints about my dirty windshield, my friends, and I clean it as much as I can. Turns out it's bug season, and you know, you drive a half a mile and you got bugs all over your windshield, and that's just the way it goes. But I gotta be honest with you guys, I have actually fallen in love with this shot. It's artistic, if you will. You know, the shot of the dirty windshield, the sun glare directly in your eyes, the camera shaking around. It almost reminds me of trucking. Yeah, it almost looks a lot like trucking when you have it like that. You know, it's not all pristine. You know, everything's not perfect. I don't have, what do they call them, the gimbal that makes your camera, you know, stay in the same place at all times. You know, that sun shining right in your fucking eyes, you know, all that stuff. Because I don't wear sunglasses. Stop. If you're getting impatient over there, I'm getting to the thing about the accident. I just have other shit on my mind right now. I don't wear sunglasses. I never have. One, so I can make fun of internet people. I've got a long-standing thing that I make fun of, but I forget about sometimes. I remember years ago, I was making a YouTube video, and the sun was in my eyes, and somebody shouted at me, "You need to start wearing sunglasses because the sun gives me a headache." And I asked the guy, because I'm kind of a dick, and I said, "How would me putting on sunglasses prevent you from getting a headache?" And he's like, "That's not what I meant, and you fucking know it. You know that's not what I meant." And I was like, "That's what I heard. You said I need to wear sunglasses because the sun gives you a headache." But I don't wear sunglasses mainly so I can make that joke sometimes. No, that's not it. I'm a weirdo, guys. I'm fucking odd. When I put on sunglasses, I feel like it dulls all my other senses. Like my hearing doesn't seem as good. My depth perception is off. My general awareness of the world around me is dulled by putting on sunglasses. I don't know. That's just the way I feel when I put them on, so I don't fucking wear them. But where was I going with that? Oh, yeah, the sun glaring in your eyes, the dirty windshield, the fucking truck shaking and bouncing as it goes down the road. I have actually really, really fallen in love with that shot. Like, that is my favorite thing. As a matter of fact, sometimes the dirtier the windshield, the better. It's like, look, yeah, this is trucking, baby. This is what it is. Shit gets dirty. And my truck is much like me. It's a blue-collar truck, right? And the more work it does, the dirtier it gets, just like me. And so I have a special bond with my truck where we get real filthy together, and then we got to go clean each other up, or it doesn't really clean me up. I guess that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but you get the point. So anyways, let's talk about this fucking accident that I saw, because it was wild. It was fucking wild. If you guys were out, I think it was the day before yesterday, near the Iowa 80 truck stop, about, I don't know, 10-15 miles west of it in the eastbound lanes on I-80, you might have seen a trailer out there with the fucking tandems ripped off the motherfucker, and the tandems just laying in the interstate with another truck right next to it, in the median, with the cab of the truck all smashed up. I watched that shit happen, and boy, it was crazy to see. really all it was, there was another accident further down the road, right? And all the traffic had stopped for that other accident further down the road, where that one further down appeared that maybe a van, it was turned on its side, but had sideswiped a trailer, a reefer trailer, and ripped up the side of that reefer trailer and then tipped over in the side of the road. The van did. But I don't know which one hit which in that situation. I'm not really sure. Could have been the trucker, you know, doing his thing. But because traffic was stopped for that, we had another trucker blast through the fucking trailer of the truck next to and in front of him, and I only caught a glimpse of it as it was happening. I just watched shit flying in the air because it was kind of a little bit of distance ahead of me, and I was paying attention to the traffic in front of me at the time. I know, call me crazy, a truck driver paying attention to traffic in front of him, that's fucking nuts, but he just blasted through this fucking trailer. I don't know what he was doing. I have no idea. I don't know what led up to the accident besides traffic being stopped. If I were to guess, maybe it was one of these jackass YouTubers that stare into their phone while they're driving down the road, recording their YouTube video and using their lane departure warning as a guide to let them know that they've left their fucking lane. Maybe it was one of those guys making them a nice little YouTube video. I'm not really sure. It could have been. It could have been. I'm not saying for sure. I'm just saying it could have been. And then you call out like, hey, you know, driving down the road and recording your YouTube videos actually is going to end you up in prison if you're ever in an accident, because they're going to pull that shit and all this discovery and you're completely fucked. And then you point that out, that's a really bad legal problem for people. And then they make an irate video where they stare into their camera even harder, lane departure warnings going off even more, and they talk about how much fucking smarter they are than everyone else out there because they know what the fuck they're doing. So maybe it was a guy like that in the middle of his third irate video about how he's allowed to drive the truck while staring into a fucking phone camera, and then he ran into the back of the trailer. I don't know. All that could be speculation. I might have made the whole fucking thing up, but the point is, something went fucking wrong that caused this guy to smash through a fucking trailer. And I know these trailers aren't built that strongly when compared to a truck, but I don't know what it takes to rip off a set of fucking tandems, but that guy does. Apparently that he wrote up the blueprint. He's got it figured the fuck out. And I'll be honest, when I came up on it, as it was happening, it kind of shocked me. I was like, what the fuck is happening? I have never ever seen this before. Like I said, I've seen the aftermath of truck accidents plenty of times, but actually happening, I mean, I've seen some trucks slide off into the median in the Colorado mountains quite a few times. You know, they're up there in the snow dicking around and then they're sliding off the fucking road. I've seen guys that ignore chain laws plenty of fucking times. I've been that guy before. I used to be a younger trucker too, my friends, and the idea of chaining up a truck scared the shit out of me, and I was like, oh, I could do without. I'll be just fine. Yeah, turns out I wasn't, and then my stupid ass is out there chaining up a fucking truck in the traffic lane, hoping that no cop comes and finds me up there blocking a whole traffic lane to chain up the truck. Good news, I got the truck going again, but with no tickets, no fines, no nothing. But I learned a valuable lesson that day, my friends. But anyways, look, I know that a lot of people want to get on the internet and put on this facade about what an amazing person they are. I'm a fuck up sometimes, and if I'm gonna fuck up, I'm gonna tell you about it. I'm gonna tell you all about that time I was in the Colorado mountains and thought I was bigger than nature and didn't have to put chains on the fucking truck. But anyways, so I saw this happening and I hit the shoulder, the opposite shoulder, like everyone was doing. Everyone was going to the shoulder, getting their selves stopped and all that. And I'll be honest with you guys, I fucking froze, because I was only maybe, by the time we all came to a stop, maybe 2 truck lengths at most behind what was happening. And I froze. I fucking went, oh my God, what do I do? Holy shit, am I supposed to do anything? Lucky for me, the trucker in front of me was already on that shit. He jumped out of his truck and put on a fucking cowboy hat, my friends, and ran over there to make sure everyone was okay. This motherfucker stepped out of his truck. Do you understand the gravity of this situation? And put on a fucking cowboy hat and went to check on everyone. And God bless that man, because I'm apparently not good at saving lives, because I fucking froze. I was like, what the fuck do I do? Holy shit. And he went over there and everyone was just fine. It was great. I mean, the guy that ran through a fucking trailer is probably fucking done. Like, he's probably done trucking, and that's unfortunate. I do not know who to put the blame on. The whole tangent earlier about the YouTuber angrily recording his video, I made the whole thing up. I don't know that to be fact. It's all made up. I have no liability in this story at all because it just came off the top of my fucking head. If I ever got called into court for it, I'd plead insanity. And if you've watched these videos, I'd probably get away with it now, wouldn't I? Yeah, I don't know anything. I made it all up, Judge. Whatever, all right? I don't know if it was his fault or if traffic came to a stop that fucking fast or any number of things, but you see this shit all the time. All the fucking time. Drivers get fucking impatient, truck drivers, and so do I sometimes. I don't have the most amount of patience in the world, honestly, but the tailgating and the, you know, fucking trying to bully everyone else on the road type of thing, if traffic's slowing down, there's probably a good fucking reason for it. There probably is. And of course, I was able to get my truck stopped because I was looking down the road in front of me. That's quite the fucking concept these days, isn't it there, fellas? Yeah, absolutely. But something obviously led up to him not seeing what was happening in front of him. I can't imagine that it was happening that fast. Look, I'm not trying to be a fucking safety dork here, all right? I'm sick of those fucking guys. You gotta wear your fucking safety vest when you walk across the truck stop parking lot, Josh, unless you want to get ran the fuck over. You know what a safety vest does while you're getting ran the fuck over? Nothing. You know how I always mess around when I put on my safety vest in a video and I say I'm wearing this because it adds +5 defense. I'm making that up too. That's a little joke about role-playing games, you know, RPGs, and how you equip stupid shit, and then it's like, oh, you have more defensive stats now. Like women in RPG games, they strap on a nice new fancy lacy bra, and that's like the top of the line shit, right? That adds like 200 defense for their bra they just put on. And I've touched a bra a time or two in my life, and they don't really add much to defense, if I'm being honest with you. Not that I'm like out there punching people in the tits or anything, but if that was a thing that I did, then I would know the different defensive ratings of every kind of bra out there, because I'm just walking by slapping titties around and being like, you need better armor, lady. That's your own damn fault. Fuck, I just got canceled from YouTube. Anyways, what the fuck am I talking about? Yeah, I'm not trying to be a fucking safety dork. I'm really not. But that was kind of scary to see it happening. And all I can think is there's... Okay, I guess I am a safety dork. There's no reason to run into the fucking traffic in front of you. What in God's name is going on that you have no idea what's going out your own front windshield, and now you're out smashing through fucking trailers going down the road? Actually, no part of that makes any fucking sense to me. In 10 years driving, I have almost did that once. Almost one time, and it shocked the shit out of me too. I've told this, it's just a quick story. I came around a corner on an interstate where it was a little bit of a blind corner kinda-ish at highway speeds. Look, I must not have been paying attention. I'd have no fucking excuse for it, if I'm being honest with you. I must not have been watching what was going on in front of me, because I came around the corner, the traffic stopped, and then I was off on the fucking left-hand shoulder slamming on the brakes going, oh my God, fucking son of a bitch, that was close, and it was cars in front of me. I would have done some real fucking damage. Smashing up a trailer and throwing some fucking cargo all over the road is one thing, but like smashing people is a whole other ball game, my friends. You got to be careful with that. I don't know what I was doing. It had the potential to be a massive fuck up. This was a few years ago. When I owned the International, had the potential to be a fucking massive fuck up, and I got away with one. We could all be so lucky to get away with one every once in a while. Here, cue the 20 videos about how this guy trucks almost got in a wreck, you know, 3 years ago. We got to make that video. That'll be a good one. That'll be a banger, actually. I want to watch it. No, I don't have any excuse for it. It just fucking happened, and I got away with one. This guy, this time, did not get away with one, and it really made me think a lot. Like, fuck, man. Like, that's the big one that I got away with, but I can't act like I've never done stupid shit in a truck. I was a new trucker once. Back before I was the world's greatest trucker that I am now, I was a new trucker. I was scared shitless of driving these trucks everywhere, and somehow we pulled through. But I just cannot figure out how the fuck you smash your truck through traffic in front of you, with it being any other factor in the world besides you just fucking weren't paying attention. And being with what I see out on the road, you know, guys holding their cell phones in front of them, driving down the road, texting. They're passing me because I only go 65. I can go faster, all right, but I only go about 65. A little more stress-free for me as everyone else passes me. You know, you got these guys passing you at 70 miles per hour, swerving all over the road, fucking, and when they're passing you, they're holding their cell phone up to their face and they're just texting away. That's a possibility. That could have been what happened. And look, all this stuff's going to come out is the point I'm making. Yes, you can be involved in an accident where it could be discovered you were not at fault. Okay, I mean, maybe your company still wants you to kick fucking rocks, but other companies will still probably hire you once it's determined you weren't at fault, you were just involved, right? But remember the world we live in, my friends. If a truck is involved in an accident, well, if anything's involved in an accident, right? Let's not fucking kid ourselves here. If any vehicle's involved in an accident, there's going to be a lawsuit, most likely. There's going to be something like that. But as a trucker, if you're involved in an accident, they're pulling everything, man. Your phone records, fucking everything, camera from the truck. And if you're doing some shit you shouldn't be doing, like I said, I'm not trying to be fucking safety dork over here, but your career could potentially be over, and that could be the least of your fucking concerns, right? I'm not saying I'm immune from being in an accident. I very well could be. I'm out here every fucking day too, and that's going to be an embarrassing fucking video if I have to make that one now, isn't it? I'm not looking forward to something like that. But just witnessing how quick it all happened in front of me, it was actually pretty fucking alarming. It was an eye-opener. It really was. It's like, man, that just fucking out of nowhere. It was just a peaceful day. I'm cruising down the road, got some music on, whatever it is I'm doing, and all of a sudden, fucking carnage everywhere, and no one died. I think the back truck that went through the trailer pushed the front truck into a car in front of them and smashed up their trunk pretty good. But I don't know if that's what happened or not. Maybe the truck in front had already smashed up that trunk and they were at a complete stop on the interstate trying to figure that out when this trucker went through the other guy's trailer. I don't fucking know. Don't know what led up to what. But the point I'm trying to fucking make is there's so much technology around us, right? There's always something else to do besides focus on our fucking jobs, right? And it was quite the fucking eye-opener for me to see how quickly all of that happened. I mean, there was nothing. It was like, for me, it was no warning. I was quite a ways away. While it was happening, there was no warning. Of course, all the shrapnel flying through the fucking air afterwards was quite the warning. And then I was like, there must be something going on up there. It's context clues. I looked out the windshield and went, is there something happening? I just don't know. I'm not really sure. And that's when I figured out what was happening. But it's that fucking quick, man. And you're fucking wrapped up with another truck fucking sliding off down the goddamn ditch, fucking tandems knocked off the trailer and all kinds of shit. Holy shit. All I'm saying is I don't want that to be me. Do you guys want that to be you? Do you want to be involved in that? This is how I make my money. This is how I support my family. Without the truck, these are the things I have to think about, my friends. Without the truck, without somebody willing to hire me to drive a truck for them, bros, I'm fucked. I'm not that good of a fucking YouTuber. As soon as I stop making these trucking videos, y'all are out the door. You're gonna go watch someone else talk about funny trucking stuff. Not that there is anyone else. I'm your one-stop option for funny trucking stuff. I'm just kidding. I'm fucking with you. But I mean, I got nothing else in my life. And maybe I needed to see that happen. Like I said, I'm not out here dicking around all the time, fucking around on my phone and shit. But maybe I just needed, after 10 years, damn it, I'm turning into that old trucker. You know, the old truckers say, you never stop learning out here. And then us young truckers, not us young truckers, I was a young trucker a long time ago, but the young truckers go, I don't fucking learned everything I already need to learn. 10 years into it, guys, it was the first time I saw a truck accident happen that close to me in real time, and it was fucking shocking how quick all of that happened. Anyways, with all that said, I need to go. I need to get my grimy ass in a shower. And on top of that, this truck stop has a Taco Bell in it, and it's been a while since I've shit myself at 65 miles per hour, so I'm looking forward to that today. With all that said, I guess that's that. Don't wreck your trucks, okay? Bye now.